Hello, friends and readers from all around the world. I'm here for another update on the book that I'm reading this minute this week called The Glass Weaver's Tale by Guy Riddihough. I know that, or I says that I was going to stretch it around the month, but I'm enjoying it that much that I'm just diving straight into the next short story. And when I've finished reading them, I want to talk about them. And so you maybe get the whole of these stories in the next week because they're that good. You know what I mean? I finish one and then I'm thinking, right, well, maybe read something else, but I'm drawn back to it. So that's a good thing. Uh, it's got me interested to try the next one. And that's a good short story collection. And you know that he's edited it right, putting the stories in the right places for when you've finished one. It's kind of got you what's next. So he's done well there. Like he's done well with the setup of each short story, or not short stories, some are novellas, but he's done well with the setup. Uh, I've been really enjoying it. So I have now. The stories that I'm going to be talking to about in this video is the other David KindleBach. Now I think I says batch, when didn't really think about it. Just as what I was saying, and when I looked at it again, the other David KindleBach. It sounds like more of a European German name than me or something. So well, I might be right, might be wrong, but KindleBach. That's why I would say his second name. So yes, the other David KindleBach and a story called Holiday Home, and we'll talk a wee bit about the two because I've read the two in the past 2 days, and yeah, I wanted to do a video now when it's still in my memory, if you know what I mean. So we'll jump in. Oh, and another wee thing I wanted to say as well. Same as the last videos, if you're only finding this video first, there's another couple of videos before made, and the guy, the author, has his own YouTube channel, and if you go and look up it and go on his website or on his bio, you'll see his website and click on that or his link, and it takes you to his website, and you can look into this book a bit more. But you can also buy it on Amazon and on Kindle and all that, so you can. And the it's worth looking at them other videos as well for the story reviews because they're very good stories too. But I want to get I want to do them all to get the videos there, so it gets it more out there for people to see it, and that's what I hope on it anyway. I know I'm maybe going on too much here about that, but yes, we'll dive in. So we will. Now, the other David KindleBach, or Bach, whatever way you want to say it, is a very deep story. It's dark. This one's compared to the last one, which is more white. I did have its dark bits, but it was more for a younger audience. I think it's like a coming of age tale. This one's more. There's a human sort of. Like, what would you say? You feel for the characters. You feel for this person called David. You really do. He in this short story, this story, he's struggling with himself and his mental, like his mind, but he's also struggling with himself, with his surroundings, with his family. It's another kind of domestic story. This, but this guy is had an accident. That's a wee bit of a plot here, but I'll try not to ruin too much. But he had an accident. He's woke up and he's got his family around him, but they won't tell him what happened. You figure it out with the story, but you feel there's something wrong. You see it a lot in his point of view, but you even feel worried for him because you feel like his family should be kind of confiding with him, his wife and his kids. But when he's around the kids, they treat him differently. His wife has lost that sort of spark that they had, and when he starts to remember things, it's like, why tell me? You know what I mean? You go really into this guy David KindleBach's mind, but you're not just thinking about him or worried about him. You also get this sort of empathy for the family. You start to worry about, if you're reading it, you're thinking about, are they in danger? Are they in danger of David? And you don't know where it's going next. Guy done a really good job in writing this, where it keeps you on edge every page. You want to keep going because these are great page turners, but they're also very deep meaning. And with the writing style of this one, I've noticed that he didn't have any quotation marks, and I no way a lot of people don't like that. He done it. I don't know if he was experimenting with this story and he took away. He didn't have the quotation marks, but it's written so well that you don't even notice it. I didn't notice it until a few pages, and then I realised, fuck's no quotation marks here. Thought I was reading Cormac McCarthy for a minute, but no, it's actually done better in a sense. Where in Cormac McCarthy, you kind of lose your way sometimes of what characters say and what and all, but this here it just flows dead on, 100%. It just flows lovely. I don't know if Guy was experimenting there. I'm trying a different writing technique, but if you were, or if it was to do with the story, and I just never found, got the, the pattern of why. Maybe it was because of David, and there's something there you wanted to tell us, or something you were trying to hide. But if it was just you experimenting and for that style of writing with no quotation marks, and you done all right. You done all right there, because it didn't throw me off at all, and it didn't throw me off the story. And this poor guy David, as we're saying, he's suffering from this accident. But then, as the time goes on, stuff starts to come back. But his relationships with the people around him start to not fade away, but they start to stand off him a bit. And he's not the victim here as well. It's the families are struggling through it with him too. And in the second half of the story, you get to a point where it's like a pivotal point in it, and it becomes a bit of a page turner there too, because he's don't know if he's losing his own mind. It's a very deep SF, and it is SF. But maybe a wee bit of a horror element to it as well, for the weird. What's the word I'm trying to say? I'm mumbling now. For the not like stress of the character, but you're on edge with him, and as I say, with the family and the kids, you just don't know what he's gonna do next. You don't know what's gonna happen next, and I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to ruin it. But I kind of, after so long, I kind of figured out what it was, but it wasn't like I think you're supposed to kind of figure out if you're reading it, you will slowly, surely start to put it together. What Guy's trying to tell you, and with the power of what he's using with his SF or his science fiction, his way of the narrative, it's a very human, very deep thinking SF. It's not just this wasn't just a story where it was like, plot and that's the way I like my SF and fantasy. I like there to be a deeper meaning in it, and this one really did. It made me think. It was yesterday I read this one, and was in my head then for part of the day. I really got in the head of David KindleBach, and went you do go with him. It was a great short story. It was very good. Like I think that's maybe my favourite so far. But then the boy in the rockets, or the boy who built the rockets, good too. So far so good. Like as I say, this is definitely, from an independent author. I can't stress this enough. Like I know there's people going on our video with this. I don't care. I'm shouting out. You just have to really look into these independent authors, and you see if you find that the Kindle it's only a couple of pounds, go for it. If you're reading your Kindle, you're not losing, and you're getting good work here. You're getting good SF that makes you think a wee bit, and his writing style is very good. It's spot on. I have nothing. I can only have praise at the minute, and I'm not just saying that because it's an independent author and I'm trying to shout out for him. I'm not. I'm just telling you my honest opinion. And it's very good. It's one of the better SF short story collections I've read in a long. Well, not just short story. I say short story, but there's the novellas in it, and it's been one of the best ones I've read in a long time. But I'll move on because I'm dragging on here. I don't make this a big long video and people turn off too early. But I might read it a wee bit here, and you kind of see the sort of way his mind is. And as I say, no quotation marks here, no, but it's just written perfect. He takes his encouragement from his ongoing physical recovery. He is getting stronger and feeling better. However, his memories are still grey and frustratingly vague. He continues to sit with Nicky, going through the photo albums and the holiday videos. This process of remembering is arduous. It's as if he doesn't have the context for the family history he's seeing and hearing. He makes an effort to play with the children, doing things he remembers they did before, and they play too. But he senses he is trying too hard, and the play is forced on their side. They laugh uncertainly and watch him from the corner of their eyes when they think he is not looking. And it's a bit on it, then we bits there you don't know, they don't trust him, but why not? And you'll hate to figure it out, but I will say this, not spoiling it. I love the ending. The ending was, he wrote it perfectly, and it was a great ending. And I can't say it because I'm not spoiling it, but if you do pick it up, it's a good ending. I think he landed it very well. And he's landed all the stories very well actually for the endings, and that's powerful in a short story or a novella. The ending can make or break it. You could be reading. Sometimes in the big long novels, the journey gets you there, and it's the whole journey. But you don't have as much on the page for novellas and short stories, so you have to try and get as much as you can on. It's an art form in itself, the shorter form, and the build up and how you feel for these characters and the family, for the way you end it, and you kind of yes, I'm not saying it's a feel good ending. It's what I mean, but it's just a good ending where it closes it perfect, and yeah, the other David KindleBach is a great short story, eerie SF story. It's not full on SF, like we're not gonna have space and all that stuff, but the story wouldn't have been, or it wouldn't have been possible without science in it. We'll say that, and I don't want to say any more because I might fucking spoil it there. But that was that story, and then the next one, and I'll try not to go on for too long for this one because I've spent nearly 10 minutes talking there. But this was put again perfectly in it, and it's a bit like that other book collection I reviewed called Weird Frequencies, and that was edited perfect too. Every story's in the right place, and this is the same. Guy's done a great job in putting the stories where they have to be. Like you don't just throw them in a pot and pull them out and out, willy nilly. He must have thought about it, because after that tale there, which was quite thought provoking, we go into a tale called the Holiday Home, and it's funny. I laugh, like I know there's maybe people might not think of, but it's very very clever way. I think Guy had fun here writing this one. This would have been one where if he was on his keyboard or typewriter or whatever pen, he was smiling with himself a few times, because it made me chuckle. It made me chuckle, like, in the stories of the Holiday Home. I'm trying not to ruin it here. That it's alien creatures, okay? We'll say that, and they're like tentacles and beaks and all. I know it sounds like it sounds surreal, but it works perfectly because this is told in the third person as well, which it kind of has to be, because the aliens, you need to have it. You need to have a third person narrative that's talking to you and things that you'll understand. You can't have a first person with these aliens; it wouldn't work. So it's a third person narrative, this one again. But the aliens are very quirky and funny, and it's the way I feel. I would call him the male alien. It's like, imagine you being married for thousands of years, because these creatures live for billions of years, these aliens. But you know what? It's just like us. It's just like if you and your wife were bickering, you know what I mean, and you're trying to do everything to keep her happy, but no matter what you do, it's just you can't win, And he's trying his best, and they got this holiday home set up and all. The home, we'll say, these creatures can travel all around the universe, so their home's set somewhere, and every time he gets there, something's always happened, because to them billions of years pass, but they live longer. So when they come back to their holiday home, there's always a mess they have to clean up. I think was weeds that need pulling is what that's do the weeding is what you think he says. This creature or this alien, Desmond, I think his name was Desmond or Desmond, and Matilda. Good names, like. But he uh, he had to do a bit of work for this, because they come back after so long, billions of years, to go back to their holiday home, and it's no, fuck, it's all wrecked again. She's at his ear bickering, and he's fucking head going, and he's like trying his best to keep her happy, but he can't. And it goes on and on and on, and then see some of the things that happen at the end of it. It shouldn't be funny at times, like, but you just can't help yourself but just chuckle. Like, I'll not ruin it, but there's a wee bit here that actually made me chuckle a bit where you've seen this message and this thing says this is our whatever, and I know it's hard to say, but Guy will understand. The bit where he goes, he had the deed and the title, and what's more, he could prove it. Do you know what I mean? And I sat and read that and just started chuckling. This per wee alien, and you feel for him. It's like you have an alien from a different place. It's billions of years old, but there's something human about him too, with his emotions, and with the wife, very like us, and all it's a blast. You'll have a chuckle. Well, I did, and I'm not even the sort of person that would really read comedy sort of novels, or I'm not really this like. What was that big famous SF novel that everybody loves? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. In all honesty, I don't like it. I don't really read comedies. Funny books don't do it for me. But that one did. It was funny because there's a darker thing to it too, and there's a meaning in it. Guy's not just writing these for giggles, and you know, if there is again, it's a hard SF. There's philosophical thought in them too, and sorry, I'm drinking away here. It's so about tea now. But that's what makes them good stories, and brilliant. So brilliant so far. I'm really enjoying them, Guy. You've got me on board. Definitely with your writing style and the way you played with words with that funny one. I could see you were playing with the words and all, and it was good fun. So when you do we'll kind of do an update of what I've read so far, and if we put it all together, like we're say halfway through the collection now, with two big novellas now. But for what I've read so far, it's brilliant. It's fun. It's exciting. All the different stories. You've got your time one, which is more thriller. I think I already said this. And then you have your comedy age. So you're getting different stories. And with the comedy age one, The Boy in the Rocket, I fucking went back and I watched that my last review, and then I thought that didn't sound right with the two planets. So I ended up going back and reading the start of it again. I thought it's not fucking two planets. That's so sorry if I got that wrong. It's like one big planet. Or sorry, one cylinder, and they're in it looking up at them. And see when you actually go back and reread it. So I kind of fucked up there a wee bit, but sure, that's the other video. But yes, I'll say it again. Definitely check out his channel. The next stories that I'll be reading is Cafe Arabica. Arabica. And the actual title of the novel, The Glass Weaver's Tale, which I think is probably the biggest in it. But I'm not going to wait until next week now, because I've enjoyed it so far. I'm just going to dive in tomorrow and read the cafe one tomorrow. Maybe read it in a couple of days or a day. Depends how we get it when you come home from work, But I'm hoping to get through it, and I'll maybe have that one up for Friday, and then on Sunday I'll hopefully have The Glass Weaver's Tale up, but if not Sunday, Monday, and then I'll be finished this book for this week, and it's been a blast. Sorry for dragging on too long here, like 20 minutes, but hopefully you stuck out with me, and if you did, thank you very much, friends, and definitely check it out. If you're even a little bit interested in SF novels, or you want to try something that's philosophical and a bit different, makes you think, but you're not even a really big SF reader, it's a good place to start. Definitely check them out. And Aye, I've going on and on here praising, but it is that good. So on that note, all the best, everybody.